absolutely ready for a unity practice with all of you. Oops, sorry, it made some noise. So, yes, welcome to our daily unity practice. Very excited as always. I never know how it's going to be going rather than knowing that it's going to be absolutely wonderful and very high in energy. And I will wait a little bit for all of you joining, and we can get all high on just being ourselves, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's interesting because there's a lot of information and lots of like hooks when you watch the videos, when you watch some live coaches, you go online and you are told to be yourself, be your authentic self and unapologetically self, right? There's a lot of information that says this. So the most unapologetic self is when I remind myself of who I am not. And then it's easier for me to act as that highest being and then shine my brightest light. And from this space to operate on a higher level and be able to support others. Because when you operate from the place of being real you, not the role or avatar that you play in this game called life, then all the obstacles are dissolved, right? All the fears are naturally gone. Yes, your mind might be telling you, hey, but you might look cringe, you might say this, or you might make some mistake, or you mess up with your English. And you just listen to your mind, and that's what I do. I just listen to my mind and I see what does it tell me. And sometimes when I am in the audience and I have people in front of me, and so far I've been giving a speech or some presentation. I think like live, more than 50 people we've had once. I think about 60 or around that number when I was opening my academy in Bali. And once I also was giving a session, a hypnotherapy session to a group of 35, maybe 7. And you know, when you're a public speaker and you have so many eyes looking at you, now when I speak to you, I don't see you, but when you see the eyes of people and you understand that they might be judging you, they might be criticizing you, they might be thinking all kind of thoughts about you. However, your main job is to pass the information, is to deliver what you were meant to deliver. And in that moment, what I do, I focus on what I've got to say, and I focus on being that self on the highest level. And yes, nevertheless, sometimes the mind comes to, like the mind tries to block me. It sometimes would say certain things to me and try to get me distracted. So what I do, I bring my mind back to the moment of here and now, back to the present moment where I am operating from the higher level, where is the highest frequency of love. There is a highest frequency of light. There is highest frequency of kindness. There is like a divine energy that really, really spreads through my body, through my aura. And all the thoughts that are coming in that same moment and trying to distract me, I'm just ignoring them. And I speak from my heart because I speak then from the divine that is in me. And that same divine is in everybody. And so all the fears or any kind of doubts, self-doubts, because we all do have them, they disappear, they just vanish at the same moment. And that's absolutely fantastic because we can use that authentic self as a reminder of operating from the highest realm of what you are. You know, so when people when people say be your authentic self, sometimes I don't know what they mean by saying that, because many people haven't discovered yet who they are authentically, because we've been formed and kind of suppressed into one identity that has built or framed so many beliefs, so many fears, so many negative thoughts about themselves. So people are getting confused. Who is my real, authentic self, right? It's like we're discovering ourselves through whole life. Well, some of us, until the moment that we realize, well, on the identity level, on the looking at the perspective of a human being, it's like never endless job. You'll always have something to figure out. You'll always have some beliefs, limiting beliefs coming into your field. The thoughts will be distracting you. But once you've mastered it from the highest level of who you are, then the game is like taking different shape. Then there is no need to strive to being authentic self. You can actually, from that highest level, operate most of the times, if not all the times, if you learn how to do that, and be that authentic self that you were born and never lost that self, right? And to get you the feeling of what I'm talking about, we're going to go into the daily practice, because most of you are here and some of you might be confused. If you haven't been practicing yet with me, you'll be like, what is she talking about? So I would love to share the feeling of that authentic self that you are. You might have just forgotten about it, but it never disappeared. It never gone anywhere. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And if you would like to, you might want to take inhale through the nose and a big sigh out as you exhale. You might want to make that sound, which is liberating, it's releasing, and it's also signaling to your nervous system that right now, in that moment of your life, everything is fine. It's absolutely fine. Take another deep breath in and exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale, exhale. Releasing any tension, letting go. Another deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Just for a moment, I want you to keep watching your breath. Use the nose to breathe in and out, and notice how that breath flows. Meanwhile, relax your belly, relax your shoulders, relax your arms. If you can, lean against something, the wall, the back of the chair. If you're in bed, then against your headboard. And as you're breathing in and out through the nose, be aware that you are not your breath. You're just witnessing the breath, so you can't be the breath and witness it at the same time. Just realize that. Bring a tiny smile on your face so the body relaxes even more. And notice what kind of feelings are running through your body. So how do you feel right now As you keep breathing in and out, the breath is not forced, it's just happening. Notice, how is the body today? What do you feel? Any tension? Or does it feel okay today? No pressure. What are the feelings? What is your mind trying to tell you? And as you witness the feelings, there's some physical sensations in your body, you already have an understanding that you're not that. You're not any sensations in the body. You're not your feelings. You're not your breath. It's just happening right now, flows in and out, in and out. And it might be slowing down as you keep witnessing it. There is no force to it. And there is no control. Your breath just is happening. There is a network of intelligence in your body that is breathing for you. There is no chance for you to forget how to breathe, right? The body always breathes. So your job is just to continue witnessing that breath. And I want you now to take a moment and scan your mind. What kind of thoughts right now are passing by, coming in and leaving your mind? Notice the breath is there, nothing is forced. And notice that thoughts are also, they just pop in and pop out. Pop in and pop out. And as you now completely present with the breath, staying in this moment of here and now, you're noticing that the whole thought process just slows down. And you can easily observe every thought, even now and now, whatever it tells you, but there is no need to anyhow interact with your thoughts. Let them come and go. And you're still witnessing the breath. And now that you can witness your thoughts, you understand that you are not your thoughts. They're just happening to you, same as the breath. You witness the breath, you're not controlling it. Same way, you're witnessing your thoughts, but there is no need to control them, neither to get into discussion with any of them. It's like they're just floating somewhere, like the guests when they check in and out into a hotel room, and the receptionist doesn't follow each of them. They just get them a key. So same here. The breath is witnessed. It's happening in and out. In and out. And the thoughts are so much slower that there is that spaciousness, or in other words, awareness awakening in you that realizes everything. Everything can be witnessed. The breath is witnessed. The feelings are witnessed. The thoughts are witnessed. But there is an observation to all of that. And you know that everything that is witnessed is not you. So you're not your body as well, because you can witness it if you open your eyes. And by the way, please, if you can, keep your eyes closed, so it's going to help you to go a little bit deeper into that state of what you really are. If you're at work, if you're doing something like cooking or other stuff, it's okay to have your eyes open. So let's carry on. Now you know that you're not your body, because we call it a body. The body has got an arm, a leg, the parts of it, but none of it is you. And you're also not your name. You're not your surname. Could be said and heard, so it's witnessed. You're also not the clothes that your body wears. And you're not your size, shape, weight, education. You're not any concept of who you believed you were. You're not your salary. You're not your wages. You're not your bank account. You're not your thoughts. You're not any information that you have heard of, read or seen. The breath is there. The body breathes. But there is more and more spaciousness appear in you, within you, around you. You don't even know where, because you're also not a time and you're not a space. None of it is you. You're not your childhood. You're not any traumas, any wounds, anything that used to block you. None of it is you. You're not your memories. So you're not your past. You're neither your future, because you're not your imagination. Because you know that you're not your mind, you're also not your imagination. So you're not your future. And you are not the identity you were hypnotized to believe. That's who you are. Breath is there, you're remaining calm, you knowing you're safe. It's just happening to the body that is playing the game of life still. It breathes all by itself, and you're noticing that you're not forcing it anymore. You might notice a spaciousness, you might notice that feeling of freedom. And I want you for a moment to connect to the feeling of I am that usually you carry through every day of your life, that is attached to your identity. But I want you now to detach yourself from that feeling. So lost that I am, and feel that it had dissolved. And if your eyes are closed, you have right now dissolved everything about you that made you to believe into who you were not. So the role that you were playing of a teacher, of an employer, or self-employed, or the boss of a company, or the owner of a business, or a parent, none of it is you. And you're just letting it go by not holding any image of you right now, because we just proved or reminded to you that none of it is you. Notice that the body still exists, because you can feel with each breath how your belly moves. Inhale, it comes up, it's filled with the breath. Exhale, it flattens, and you feel that, wow, it still exists in the game. But you're not your body, you're not your mind, you're nothing that your mind tells you. So I want you now to notice that, realizing all of that, And peeling the layers, by peeling the layers of who you are not, there is a certain awareness in you of everything that you are not, and at the same time, of what you really are. So you can feel that you still exist. You are aware of your being, but that being is not attached to any belief, any concept, any memory of who you used to believe you were or you are right now in the game of life. But there is no need to be attached to that. Just for a moment, drop it. Breath is there, flows through the body in and out, in and out. You are safe. You are still existing. But I want you to connect to the feeling of knowing that you are, like as a being, as a higher being, as the essence of life, as the highest consciousness, or even super high consciousness that you are. You know that you exist, but something that you are is undescribable. I want you just to connect to the feeling of the existence itself that is you, that highest consciousness that is you, that is aware of everything that is happening in the body still, because at some level, well, the game is played still, right? The body exists. You are the body, but not on the level of being highest being. And I want you to shift there. You have already shifted with me. Being that divine something that has got no name. And it's very high when you feel it. You know that you're right now not in any density that the game of life holds onto itself. You're way, way higher than your thoughts, any beliefs that you used to hold into, any identity that you used to believe you were, any feeling of what the body used to give you to feel about who you were. You're none of it. You are just at the highest state of what you are, and there is no name for that. So some gurus, like my guru Nisargadatta Maharaj, used to say, I am that I am. So that it was described as something that is impossible to describe into the words. So the existence, the life itself, the divine force, the highest being, the super high consciousness, the divinity in you, the infinite consciousness, limitless consciousness, unified consciousness, we can call it whatever we would like to, but still it does not describe of who you are. But you can feel it as I speak right now. You are easily being that. And that's a delight. That is a fun. There is a pleasure. There is a lot of freedom. It's like you've got the wings, but those wings are not on a physical level. You are limitless being with unlimited possibilities of anything and everything you could have ever created or will ever create out of space and time. And you are 100, not even 100%, you're like 1,000,000% knowing that you'll never die, okay? Because on that level, self-realizing yourself that you're not the body, you also have an understanding that you were never born and you will never die. So for a moment, I want you to imagine and self-realize yourself as not a physical being, on the highest level of who you are, you've got infinite time because there is no time. I know it might sound a bit of an absurd, but that's what it is. I'm trying to describe it my best way for you. So you're out of time, but in that space or that place or that momentum where you exist, it's only here and now. That's how we can come out of the time, just the present moment. And there is no time. And in that timeless space where you are, you cannot die because you were never born in a physicality, in a physical world. You were never born as in a reality. Yes, your body was born to come into lower density, into 3D to play the game of life, but that's the body of who you are not. And you are playing this life through the body, but you're not that. So the body can die and it will die at some point, but you are so detached from the body right now. You're so detached from everyday chores and tasks and responsibilities and all of that. It's none of you business anymore right now. It's not you anymore. And you realize that you're playing the game. It's like when you watch a movie and the movie, it's there is a lot of drama going on. There is a lot of things going on that you've gone so deep into feeling the hero of the movie. You have associated yourself while watching the movie so much on such a deeper level that you became the hero in the movie, right? It happens to us, especially when we watch something that is a thriller or there is a drama or some rom-com, right? Like a romantic comedy is like, get this girl, go follow, and suddenly you don't even realize you're that hero, you're that Superman or Superwoman, because you identified yourself so deeply. Same happens with you on the highest level. So think of it, you've got so much time, you are a limitless being, you're out of time because like, you know, you can never ever die as what you are, but you've got like infinite, like so much time that will never ever end. So at some time you're so bored that you have created lots of games on a different planets. You've created a planet Earth, Sirius, Pleiadians, other planets, and there is a lot of games happening, a lot of heroes right now. And you have decided to watch some of the movie of how Anna, whatever your name is, so think of your name, Julie, Victoria, Anna, Nikki, Mariska. So you have decided to watch the movie of that personality that right now, on a physical level, you have identified yourself with. You've gone so deep and you started feeling everything that this person was feeling there, that at some point you completely have forgotten and lost yourself. Like we do lose ourselves in the movie. Like second half of the movie, we are completely gone. We are already the hero and we feel the same feelings and we have the same even biochemistry happening in our bodies because we're so much within the hero that we have completely forgotten of who we were. Same here. You are highest being watching a movie of a character. So your avatar is the character and your life is a movie played on a big screen of a TV. And as a consciousness, you're playing through each person on this planet Earth and even on other planets, not Earths, but other planets. Now it's getting a little bit more complicated, but let's go back to you being an awareness that went down into the body because it got so much identified with that you have forgotten of it. And in reality, when you come into this illusion, which is the world around us, you kind of chosen to forget that your highest being, highest consciousness, or highest awareness, because then maybe the life wouldn't have been so much interesting. So you've just downloaded yourself, you went to play, but you have forgotten. Okay? But you have identified yourself with that personality, with the character that you've completely lost the highest self and the remembrance of who you were. But now that we have shifted into the highest beings that we always are and always have been, it's so much easier to let go any tension, let go anything that mind on a lower density in a 3D is trying to convince you into. The fear might come, another thoughts might come, but you just laugh at it. And it's an absolutely great approach, because the thoughts might be trying to distract you, but as a highest being, you understand that you're not your thoughts and you don't have to believe any thought at all. Okay, so I want you again to connect to that higher being that you are. And I hope you follow me today and you can feel it. So I want you to notice what has changed specifically. When you fully connected with the essence of what you are, and the essence of what you are is always in the moment here and now, because it's timeless and spaceless. It's out of time and space. Because in the moment of now, if you watch how the movie is played, the tape is moving. Like when you sometimes go into YouTube and you see the video, and below it is the line of the video recorded, and it's kind of in a little squares, in a little divided into, what is the English word for that? I forgot. Into little kind of screens. So you're here, and that line is moving. That's how the timeline goes. That's why they call it timeline. So your life of the character that you have come to play here, you have forgotten yourself. It's been observed from the moment here and now where you are limitless being, and you watch it as it passes by. But you don't lose the time, only the game itself, yes, keeps moving, so the times keeps moving, but you as the highest one and the only one, you don't lose the time. You just keep observing it, witnessing the time in the lower density as you watch the movie of life. And that's amazing, because as the highest being now, you know that you cannot die. It's impossible for you, okay? The body can die. The identity that you lost yourself while you were playing it can die, but that's not you. That's why I'll be supporting you to dehypnotize you and associate yourself with that identity that you lost a little bit while you were playing the game. So when the moment will come to leave the body, you can do it easily. You won't be attached to it, because you will be fully realized that that's not me. I can come back again and play the game in a different body. But as a self-realized being, while I'm playing the game, I'll have a choice to whether I would like to play the game again, what body I'm going to take, where I'm going to play that game, on which even planet. And you have much, much more to decide. And I want you again to come back to here now. Notice the breath is there. The body breathes. It's all happening. In and out, in and out. And it might be slower. So it's like in and out, in and out. You're fully present as you keep witnessing the breath. Everything else is witnessed, but you are free. You are a free being, not forced to believe into anything. And you feel what you are. You know what you are. And you know that you are timeless. You know that you're limitless. You know that there is infinite possibilities for you. And now let's call it one unified consciousness to do the practice. Since you've got the connection to what you are, you know that you are that I amness, I am feeling of being. And you also like deathless. There is no need to be afraid of dying because you can never die. You were never born. The body appeared in the game, the avatar came, and you were playing the game as that consciousness. But let's focus on you now completely realizing yourself of what you are. You can feel it. And I want you to notice in the physicality, in the body, in your body, right? Because you're still using the body to play the game. How does it feel like now to feel that higher self? Be that higher self because that's who you always are, like that consciousness or unified consciousness, as we agreed to call it for the unity practice. What has changed in your body? You might notice the tingling sensation in your fingertips. You might feel an expansion in your heart. You might feel something like beautiful light shines out of you, or like the frequency has changed definitely. You can feel it somehow. And I want you to understand, how do you feel it? Because you vibrate differently now, so the body vibrates also differently. And I want you to anchor that statement in the body as well and in the highest self, so you can get back to that feeling on everyday basis. Whenever you work, whenever you cook, whenever you drive, whenever you do anything, you can be that one unified consciousness, detached from everything, able to witness everything, but knowing that you are absolutely divine, magnificent, extremely powerful, and you can create, manifest, and do anything in the life and that game of life that you're playing. So remain with me, be that highest consciousness on the highest level, knowing that you're not the body 100%. You're not the name that you were using to play the game. The body breathes. There is no need to panic. You still exist in both realms. And now, being that powerful being, I want you to decide to make a decision that right now you are choosing to amplify the frequency of love and kindness many, many times over. And notice it's simply happening. As simple as that, because as the highest being, Your word is a command to this world and all the worlds that have ever been created and ever will be created. The universe is listening to you. The universe collaborates with you because you are the part of the universe, and the universe is what you are. Because again, the universe is just the name, okay? But you are vast, you are limitless, and you're extremely powerful, the most powerful being that has ever existed in every possible world. And now let's carry on amplifying the frequency of love and kindness, because our intention as the highest being that each of us is to raise that frequency as much as possible. So we create more peace, more freedom, more harmony, more love, and more kindness on the planet Earth. Because each of you who came here today practicing with me, you were called to do that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have met online. This is a part of your job. You're a light being, you're a light worker, and that's why you came into this field, because this field was created for you. So we play the game of life and we come together. We are self-realizing ourselves as the highest beings, but also we remember that part of the role that we are playing is to be a light worker and make a change on this planet Earth, and reminding ourselves and also awakening other people to remind them that we are the most highest and powerful beings operating on the highest level, and everything is doable, everything is achievable, everything is available to us, and we can create anything we want. And that's exactly what we're doing. Notice the body breathes, nothing is happening. You're just absolutely highest being, and you can feel high, and that's your natural state. There is no worries, everything got dissolved, no anxiety, no stress, no depression. You're completely free of anything that the game of life was trying to impose on you. And that feels absolutely fantastic. Now, let's get back to play the game the way we want it, and we want, and we choose. We set an intention, we intend to create as much peace and harmony as possible on the planet Earth for every single being on that planet. So let's continue amplifying the vibration of love and kindness the highest way possible. Many, many times over. Think of 1 million times, amplify it. 10 million times, amplify it. 100 million times, continue amplifying it. You are a limitless beingness. There is no need to worry or ask how. You know it on an intuitive level. Your word, your wish is a command to this world and every possible world and realms that ever exist and will be existing. Now continue amplifying the frequency of love and kindness as high as possible. And everything changes in your field, in the body, on the lower realm where you're playing the game as the wherever personality you believe to wear, wherever identity you played. That body, Anna, Peter, Mariska, Nikki, Victoria, that body vibrates the highest frequency of love and kindness because it feels that you are doing magic by just being yourself and ordering to the space around you to do what you want to manifest. You just create on the highest level, the highest frequency of love and kindness in you, within you, being that one unified consciousness, and you feel it's happening. Deep breath in, a big sigh out. Wow, that feels delicious. That feels absolutely fantastic. You've just created that. And now realize that many people on the planet Earth are also doing the same practice. They also self-realize themselves as one unified consciousness. They also right now are operating on the highest level of their beingness. And they're also amplifying the vibration of love and kindness many, many times over. 1 million times, 10 million times, 100 million times, a billion times, even 8 billion times, or zillion times, because you decide how many times you're going to amplify the vibration of love and kindness. And of course, you're a generous being. You are the most loving, the most kind being that ever have existed and will be existing. So of course, that command is vast. That intention is vast. So the frequency is the highest ever possible because that's what you have just ordered. And feel that. Feel that expansion in the radius. Your whole city is radiating, your neighborhood, the trees around you, the all the house or the block of flat, wherever you're staying, everything radiates from you, the highest being that you are right now, into every and any possible direction. And that's free. That's available to every single being on this planet Earth who also playing the game of life. And that feels absolutely magnificent. And we have attracted more people into that field because I see people are coming and joining us because they can feel how potent that field, how magnetic that field is. And our willingness to share it is vast. So now is the time to invite all the people that you love, whom I have also forgotten that they were playing the game of life. But it does not matter whether they remember or not. Just think of the names, please, and invite them right here with us. Your parents, your siblings, your cousins, your aunties, invite them into the field of the highest frequency of love and kindness that we have just amplified zillions and zillions of times. I don't know if you can feel it, guys, but it's super high into energy today, super high frequency. Just feel it. Let it just be absorbed by every single cell of your body. So think of your beloved ones. Keep inviting them into this field. So the field is healing anything that needs to be healed. The field is nourishing them with the highest vibration of love and kindness. Think of your colleagues, of your bosses, of your neighbors, of people you have encountered today in a supermarket or wherever you've been at. Think of the people you've passed on the road while you were walking or while you were driving. Invite them as well into this field. And now invite the people who you might not like, the people who might you upset with, the people who you haven't spoken to, people that you might even hate. Your ex-boss, your ex-colleagues or current colleagues, your ex-partners, people who have cheated on you, embarrassed you, humiliated you, hurt you. Just keep inviting them into that highest field of love and kindness. There is nothing for you to do. You just think of the names. The field is doing the whole job for you. That highest beingness that you are is incredibly intelligent. And there is another word that we can call it is the highest intelligent ever existed and ever exists. And it does the whole work. And it's beautiful. You just think of the names. It might be uneasy to forgive them. It might be uneasy to let go. But again, it might be, if you come here practicing with me longer, one day suddenly you notice that the person you were angry at, that you have like no bad feelings towards. And that's so amazing. It's like, wow, I'm free. I'm free from the anger or disappointment or any hurt or anything that I was withholding, identifying with the body that we all identify while we're playing the game of life. But there is nothing now, no hurt, no guilt, no embarrassment. There is all the negative feelings towards that person, all of those people at disappearing right now, dissolving. And as you go through life, you'll be like getting more free and freer every day, because all of those fake feelings towards those people, because they were never your feelings. As a highest being, you can only feel love and kindness. There is no space for anger while the love exists here. The opposite of love is not hatred. The opposite of love is indifference. So you are becoming more and more indifferent to those people who ever hurt you, who you might have lost some money to, people who you had an argument with, people you had expectations of on the highest level of what you really are. And that's the only reality, that's the only thing that you are. There is nothing that you can hold against anybody. And that's beautiful. It's like, wow, it's a massive self-realization and a freedom, because those feelings were making you vibrating at the lowest levels of the game. And there is no need to vibrate the lowest when you can choose to vibrate the highest as the highest being that you are. And the field is now cleansing everything, removing any obstacles, any blocks, any suppressed feelings or emotions, any unspoken words, anything that was stopping you from vibrating your highest vibration. It's been sent now to the universal consciousness and dissolved, transformed into the highest possible frequency of love and kindness. And it goes back into the body, into the avatar that you choose to play the game, and it anchors there and it vibrates the highest frequency of love and kindness, and it remains with you wherever you go. And yes, you can still set the boundaries from that love and kindness. It doesn't mean that you'll be agreeing to do anything and everything for everybody, but you vibrate the highest frequency on a daily basis, on every day as you go through your life. And this is your choice. And that feels absolutely beautifully. It's yummy. It's delicious, because you were never the personality you thought you were before. You were always that highest being, and there is no need for you to withhold anything. Feel it. Everything is dissolved now. There is more lightness. There is more freedom. There is more peace. There is more love. There is more joy. There is more happiness. Everything is now in you, along with the highest vibration of your being. And love is not the highest vibration. If you look at the scale, you will notice that joy is above love, and enlightenment is above the joy. And as you go through life, your joy is amplified now. You are a joyful being. You are enjoying existing, the existence that you are is always in you, is present. And that gives you the most pleasure. I exist. I know that I am that highest I am that I am, that is undescribable. And there is a certain level of joy that is attached to just simply being that. You don't need to possess any goods, any items, anything to feel that joy. The joy is on an automatic reward for you self-realizing yourself, knowing what you really are, feeling that, and that's the consequence of your self-realization of you being the highest being. The joy, the nirvana, the ecstasy, the freedom, the lightness, all is there for you. And you feel it as I speak. You can feel that vibration. You can feel that joy of simple being in the moment. And that is available any moment of your life. And from that state of where you are right now, as the highest being, notice that there is kind of a peace. When I don't speak, I'll give you a moment of a silence because I want you to delight in that silence of what you are. Notice that there is no thoughts. It's a moment where you catch, wow, it's peace, pure equanimity. No need to think anything. You just exist still. But there is a lot of peace. There's a lot of freedom in that existence. There is no force into anything. Just remain that. That's what you are. Feel it. Everything's been just gone, dissolved. Any worries, any thoughts, anything that the mind was imposing onto you, gone. No stress. You're worryless. You're anxiety-less. You're depression-less. If you had any of this, of course. You're guiltless. And there is full acceptance of who you are because you know you're the most lovable and loving and kind thing that could ever have existed. Ah, so beautiful, being pureness of what you really are. Being the divine self. In every layer of your physical body, emotional body, other bodies, the subtle bodies around, into your auric field. I'm pretty sure you can feel the same that I feel right now. And that's free of charge. But it's the most pleasant feeling of just simple being. And that's what gurus mean when they say, just be. Don't do anything. No need to do anything. No need to rush. No need to go. No need to plan. Just be. Be what you are, because on that level is not even who you are. Yes, you can say who. It doesn't really matter, but you just exist. You are just that highest being. Body breathes in and out, in and out. And that personality that was doing your headache or convincing you into something is dissolved, it's gone. It never existed. It's a paradox of life, that what you are and what you are not, from the place of where you are right now, could be easily seen and dissolved, could be easily let go, could be easily detached from. And now let's invite into that field of what we are, of who you are, remaining that one unified consciousness for the sake of calling it somehow. Let's invite all our brothers and sisters, animals. So the fish in the ocean, animals, birds, insects, all the beings on this planet Earth. Surround them with love and kindness. It feels so amazing, right? Feels so good. No drugs needed. You can just come here, get high with me by remembering what you are not and reminding yourself of who you are. Now let's wrap up the whole planet Earth with the blanket of love and kindness, the highest frequency ever, the divine frequency that we all are, each of us is. And be aware that this planet Earth that we all have collectively decided as one consciousness to take the bodies and play the game. We also have decided that we're going to meet online and we're going to do this practice. So we're going to support the planet Earth. We're going to support all the living beings and create more peace, more harmony, more love, more kindness, more joy for every being and for ourselves as well, because we're still on a physical level have taken the bodies to play the game, but we did not come here to suffer. You are sufferless. You're free from suffering right now. There is no need to suffer. Suffering is a choice. You're the highest being. And if you suffered before, the suffering only was given to you for you to wake up so you can play the game, choosing your own rules from the highest position. And you're the highest ever intelligence that could have ever existed. And of course, you're going to attract anything you want, because anything that you want already knows what you want, and it's drawn to you. Because as a divine being that you are, you know what is the best for yourself. And of course, you are now attracting it easily. Everything is drawn to you because you vibrate the highest frequency. And your word is a command. And your magnetism and charisma is so high that your clients are finding you. They want to work with you. Your services are in demand. Anything you sell, people come and ask for you. They want to buy from you because they feel that what you feel now, they are attracted to that energy of the higher being that you are. And secretly and intuitively, every person wants to self-realize themselves. They want to be free from anything that the life imposes onto them. And you're only free when you detach from everything, even from your desires. And guess what? When you detach from your desires, everything is given to you, and even more, because you did the main job. You self-realized yourself in that game for the sake of the whole collective mind. It's for the sake of all the players on the planet Earth in that game, because when one person self-realizes themselves, it affects all the collective, and everybody's consciousness a little bit shifts in their minds, in their bodies. And that's why we're doing this as well. So remember, wherever you go, now that you're dehypnotized from everything that you were not and was imposed on you to believe who you were, you're vibrating the highest frequency. Everything comes easily to you. Everything becomes effortless. And because you're so thriving in being, you love your existence. And life becomes easier for you because you understand that's the game. And you don't have to suffer. You can laugh. You can enjoy. You can go through all range of the feelings. Yes, you can choose to be sad if you want to. But why would you do so? Knowing that you're the highest being, you remain vibrating there. And if you feel, because you'll be so happy and so joyful, and your life is going to be so easier for you from this moment onward, that some people sometimes, they're wired to drama. They're wired to some arguments and some other things, or feelings, some other feelings. But you always have a choice. You can put the movie, the choose any drama and watch it and indulge yourself into that. But playing the game, the identity you've chosen to play, there is no need for you to feel sad anymore, or to suffer, or to be upset with yourself, or to constantly argue with yourself. Lots of spiritual people that I have encountered, and people who are good in their hearts, they're so nice, so kind to others, but so often they are not good to themselves. In their mind, they have a conflict with themselves. So from this moment onwards, you decide not to have a conflict with yourself. You're choosing to be your best friend. You're choosing to be aware of every thought that tries to enter your mind, and let the thoughts come and come and go. Because if you're gonna start controlling your mind, it might not be necessarily a good thing. Because by controlling, you will fight, you will resist, like, oh, again, I'm thinking negatively. And again, that might create a conflict. So the best way of doing it is to let the mind bring the thoughts to you, but just witness them. Don't fight them. Don't resist them. And the practice of pleasure that you carry on practicing on every day is going to be amplified now. You're going to notice more and more pleasurable moments of just being here and now in the moment, connected to who you are. And in that awareness is going to be easier for you to notice the thoughts passing by, witness them, but no need to control, no need to panic. Oh, I just thought something negative. Just be aware of it and let it go. Being aware and understanding, okay, a negative thoughts come into my mind. Yes, you can choose to think a positive thought as well. That's the part of gain also, but you don't have to. By simply noticing the negative thing, negative thought, negative emotions, you let them go. You don't fight them. You don't fight yourself by blaming yourself or feeling guilty because of that. No need for that. Just simply be aware of that and just let it go. That's all. Super easy. And as long as you come and practice here, you'll be noticing that you become more and more aware of everything that is happening in you. And I want you to practice non-resistance. Okay, so let me give you an example. So anything happens, I'm just like so much out of my mind right now. It's uneasy to give you an example, but let me quickly use my mind. It's interesting that you can turn on your mind and switch it off. And that's our natural ability. That's what gurus on the highest level can do any moment of their lives. And that's what they're teaching the students. And also, same way they can, and we also have this ability to turn the mind on to think and stop thinking. We can, gurus can also stop their hearts. It's been proven, like I think like many years ago, it was already one famous guru, I forgot, he was a yogi and he could stop his heart, and scientists measured it and he stopped it for a minute, a couple of minutes, I don't remember, but he like intentionally stopped his heart. So think of how much we can master the mind and body, because we are not the mind and body, and it's another proof of it. But anyways, let's go back to resistance. So let's say little things, sometimes they're small things, sometimes they're bigger things. I'll give you an example with the little things. Oh, so you're going to buy the flowers into the shop and you arrive and you're thinking of that, and you arrive and the shop is closed. So at the moment you arrive and the shop is closed, you're like, damn it. Is that kind of energy, is a resistance to what it is, right? The shop is closed and the body feels like, there is a block, an instant block. So what you do in that moment, you take a breath in and you delight in it. Sometimes with the bigger things, okay, it's just the shop closed, but you really needed the flowers for wherever thing. But sometimes it's just a simple example. Sometimes it might be like a bigger thing. And in reality, it's not bigger thing, but the mind is making it a bigger thing. So let me give you an example. So yesterday you had an argument with your partner. And today he's asking you for a cup of tea. But you already made up after you had an argument, right? But the moment you go to make a cup of tea, your mind tells you, but yesterday he was, really nasty to me and he said this and that. And the mind is like, so you resist of making that cup of tea. And in that moment, what you do, usually your mind is gonna wind you up and you're not gonna make a tea. You might go and argue with him and say to him, but yesterday, blah, blah, blah. What you do in that moment, you take a deep breath in, and my need for you to, until you learn the practice fully, it might need for you to take a couple of deep breaths and like, do this even sound like, and Just a reminder what you were doing when you were noticing beautiful moments of joy. Like I ask you to practice for quite long, grasping that joy. So now recall, how did you feel when you were like having that slice of cake or noticing a beautiful flower? It was like, so it's like you're kind of magnetically drawing that thing to you that you want. That's the process of what we want, we attract in the moment. When we notice it, was like we want to have it longer. So we do like, like magnetically drawing it into us. And we do inhale, right? Delighting in the moment, which is a moment of joy, a moment of little pleasure, like a little sun kiss of the sunshine. So in the moment of resisting something, because it did not go the way you wanted to be, or because your mind is telling you the opposite, like the situation when I was just giving by a partner that you had an argument, but they ask you a cup of tea, but you already made up with them, but your mind is trying to wind you up and convince you, oh no, I'm not going to do this, I'm resisting it. So in that moment, I want you to take a deep breath in and delight in it. Like, same as if it was a beautiful flower that you saw and you were like enjoying it, or same as anything that you would have enjoyed if you weren't resisting it. Okay. And that's could be a little bit challenging in the beginning, but in the end, the more you practice it, the more accessible and doable it becomes, and the easier it gets for you to perform. And that thing, I'll give you another example. What kind of breath I mean. So think of the moment when you have a discussion with the friend. And let's say it's like a philosophical discussion of a certain things, and you have a different approach to life, and they're convincing you into something that you believe differently. And at some point, you're deciding of giving up. You don't want to anymore to prove your point and that you are the right one. You know, there is a natural breath appears like, you're just like giving up, right? It's like, before you decide to go further into that discussion, you give up and the body takes the breath and releases. But that breath is like, you know what? Let's let it go. So it actually naturally happening whenever we let go the resistance. Okay? And that's interesting how the body reacts. And this practice is called one breath practice because of that breath. But in reality, that breath is called karmic release. It's a release of the karma. And more you're practicing it, more karma will be dissolving for you. So your life will become more easier. Because by reacting to the situation, like forcing it, fighting it, disagreeing with it, we are creating more karma. So more resistance, more of that negative energy. And life brings more situation for us to resist the next thing, the next thing, the next fight, the next disagreement, the next argument. And there is no need to create more of those, right? Because on a conscious level, when you realize that what kind of life would I like to live? A pleasant one, a joyful life, a happy one, with a lot of things that are attracted to me naturally now. I got the job that I love. I manifest by just thinking, oh, how nice would have been, and poof, it just realizes into your life. Simple like that. How nice would have been to have blah, blah, blah. And then it comes like this, right? What would you rather have in your life? More blissful moments, more happiness, more joy, more fun, more delightfulness, or more resistance? Like, I don't want this, I don't want that, and going with this energy. Of course, most likely, I guess, most people would love an easy, joyful life. And by practicing this practice on a daily basis, and you will be noticing now more as you carry on living from the space of witnessing everything that is happening in you, within you, and around you, because you are the highest being, you are aware of everything. It will be easier for you to realize where and when you resist things, whether little things or the bigger things. And in that moment, you will be taking a breath and let it go. And as I said, it might take a little bit more breaths of letting go. But in the end, when you will fully becoming a master of that practice, it will look like this. That's it. It's like less than 2 seconds. Like this. Gone. No resistance. And so much fun, so much pleasure comes with that. That is unbelievable. And I really, my wish for you is to experience that. And guess what? People won't be recognizing you anymore. They'll be like, what is going on? She does not react anymore. And people do want to trigger us. People, it's funny how this world operates, but there are lots of people that would try to trigger you, and it's going to be impossible for them. So you are becoming uncontrollable person, uneasy to control. Nothing and nobody can ever control you anyhow, because usually people expect the reaction and you won't be giving them any. You might choose to throw a joke and make a joke out of the situation, but you will be consciously operating still on the highest level of your beingness, making this decision that you're choosing to react with one breath and a big delight and letting it go. Any resistance that comes into your life. And trust me, it will become so much easier. The life is going to be so much easier for you when you master it. And it might take even a couple of months for some people. Depends where you are right now in the evolution of the consciousness or of your soul, in the other words. So please begin practicing this practice. And I would love to hear back from you and make a comment below any video. This video will be downloading today. I will be uploading it. It uploads always like a couple of, sometimes even hours. So don't worry about commenting under this one. It will be eventually there. But please comment below any other videos. How do you feel after this practice? What have you noticed in your reactions has changed in your life, in your way of thinking? Did you become more aware of the thoughts, more aware of where are you in your mind? And please carry on using the alarm. So if you haven't yet put your alarm on a buzz, Please do it every day of the week, every hour, from the moment of when you wake up. And if you wake up and you do your practice, then let's say if you wake up at 7 and until 8 you do the practice, then set your alarm from 8 and every hour, 8 a.m. and every hour on a buzz. So that will bring you to the moment of here and now, where you'll be like aware of what you were thinking. Did you have any conversation with someone? Were you fighting in your mind with someone? Because that happens to people. They fight with their partners that they haven't seen for many, many years. And you will be more and more aware of the loop of the thoughts. You're sometimes untangled, being unconscious. And more awareness is going to be rising in you. So you're going to be getting into the next level of the game of life, until you're going to be fully self-realized person. And to those who are not awakened yet, coming back and doing this practice daily with me, you will be slowly awakening, and you will be awakening other people. And once you fully self-realize yourself, you become enlightened, in other words, you can affect thousands of people. One enlightened person can awaken from 1,000 people on this planet Earth. And you being a light worker, otherwise you wouldn't have been with me today in this field or any other practice that you have practiced. You are here for that purpose. That's the only purpose that makes sense, playing the game of life. It's not attracting the partner, it's not having a villa, it's not having a beautiful car and any goods. Yes, it's available to you, you can have it easily. You don't have to resign from all of it. I used to be I used to play the game of renunciation. No need for it. You can still have material things, but you can play the game from the highest level when you are not attached to anything that you possess right now. And you can let go easily. Just today, as we were letting go of the body, thoughts, feelings, and we detached ourselves from anything, and on that level where you were with me today, and you still are with me there, we haven't gone anywhere from that. We're still there in a present moment of here now. And notice that you were and you are right now detached from everything material. But it does not anyhow stops you from having a beautiful house or wearing a jewelry or buying yourself a cute things. You can still have anything that you want, and easier, way easier, because you're not going to be holding on to something that you want, but you will just think, aha, I would like that. And it's going to be coming into your field, into your life, manifesting super easy. Very, so much lighter and so much easier that you don't have to strive for it. You don't have to work hard. The universe is going to be awarding you for doing your work on self-realization. And you will learn how not to hold them to anything but attract it. And it's super easy on the highest level of the beingness of who you are. Okay, today I think I've completely gone, like I've overdone. It's 1 hour 31 minutes, but it's been such a beautiful experience as always. And I want you guys to feel what I'm feeling, and I want you to understand how much life can be easier and how you can operate on that level, so you don't have to suffer, you don't have to strive, you don't have to be miserable anymore or sad or lonely. That's why I'm here with you on every day. And my intention is to create more harmony, more abundance, more love, more peace, more harmony for everybody, all of you. and to give you space to prove it to yourself. So you don't have to trust or believe me. You can just turn on that curiosity, come back to practice with me daily, and you will prove to yourself that life can get so much easier, because it's going to be happening. It is already happening in now, in this present moment of here and now, because I'm saying so. And from the highest level of what I am manifesting more abundance, more love, more kindness, more easiness, more bliss, more delight, more magnetism, more love, more happiness, more joy, more harmony, more peace for all of you. And you will be noticing more and more of it in your life. And your only job is to become more aware of who you are not and be who you really are. That highest possible intelligence, that divine self. And you're free. Thank you so, so much. It's been absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed every moment of sharing with you that state of being that you are. And that is all yours. Go and use it wisely. Share it with other people. Shine your divine light bright. Get other people high in your presence on their own beingness. Get them high on joy. Because it's available to all. That's the gift of being. It's free. And I'm wishing you to, in every moment of your life, to remember who or what you are and stay connected to that. That feeling never disappears. Remind yourself that everything is delusional around you. The Mahamaya is the game, the illusionary game that you have created on the highest level of who you are. So you're not bored there. So much, much love. I love you. And I send you my blessings. And the highest frequency of love, harmony, kindness, joy, and divinity. Go and shine your light bright. Create a beautiful game of life and enjoy it to the fullest. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you here tomorrow. I appreciate you.